Yeah, I'm doing wonderful today. I felt like I had a great time, a great connection with the leaders of the district, and I'm honored to be here. Well, it's been a long journey, but for me, this work is one small way in which I'm trying to pay it forward for all of the people who helped me, the teachers, the coaches, the counselors, the principals, the other people's parents, the other people who entered into my life who believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. And this work is really my way to pay that forward and to prevent suicides and to raise student achievement and to really equip leaders to reach more kids who are in need of hope and love and compassion. Yes, one of the key messages for leaders for me is even on your worst day, you can still be someone's best hope. No matter how hard your life is right now, there are some kids who are in need of your hope, in need of your help, and in need of hope. And even with your issues, you are enough right now to help them. Who you are, what you have, what you know is enough right now to change a life, to save a life. And another message for me to the leaders is to become students of their students. Constantly be learning about our kids. Who are their heroes? Who do they listen to? Who do they admire, venerate, look up to? Who do they want to be like? And use those things, incorporate that knowledge into your lesson plans. Meet these kids where they are, and inspire them, lead them to where you think they can go. Those are key messages for me. Well, you know what? I'm grateful. To be a freedom rider for me is I've been blessed with a burden because I love helping people, and this movie and this group has given me a platform to help a lot more people. The burden of it is I carry with me the pain of many, many people. I try to be a voice for the voiceless, and my heart breaks time and time again because I'm spending time with people who have been through so much. So the burden of living with that, being away from home over 200 days a year, that gets hard, but you know, we keep the family together, we homeschool them, so I can still be a blessing and still be a father and a husband at the same time. You know what? I was going to be a lawyer. I went to college. I wanted to be a lawyer. I studied rhetoric. I studied political science, debate, argument, speech. And then my friend asked me to be a camp counselor for foster kids for 1 week. We went up to the mountains, and a lot of these kids had been through some really hard stuff: addicted parents, abuse, molestation, you name it. There were all kinds of problems that these kids had been through and faced. And at the last night, on the last night of that camp, all these counselors were getting up, pretty much giving their final speech, like, guys, we had a good time, you know, have a good life. And for me, I felt like those kids needed more than that. And it was in that moment, my chest started burning, and I felt like I was being pushed. It was like a fire in my bones saying, you have to speak to these kids. I was shy, scared, introverted. I didn't feel like I was equipped or competent to speak before people. But this burn in my chest said, you have to speak. And I stood up and looked out at those kids, and I saw little versions of me. And that was a full circle moment. I was looking out at kids who were going through stuff that I've been through. And that was my epiphany, that was my awakening when I said, you know what? I'm not supposed to be a lawyer. My job is to reach and help these little Manny Scotts of the world who are in need of love and hope. They're in need of help to turn the page and begin new chapters in their lives, more fulfilling chapters. And it was really at a campground in California. Yes, sir, about 20 years ago. You know what? I believe I'm called to do this work. I get strength, believe it or not, that's beyond me. I got 2 hours of sleep last night, maybe max, but I get strength when I'm with people, and I feel as though if they're willing to stand in line, if they like, that's such an honor that someone would be willing to stand in line that long to speak with me, to see me, to take a picture with me, to shake my hand, to hug me. If they're willing to do that, then maybe I have something that they need. Maybe I have something that can bless them if it means that much to them. And I've been in lines with of trying. I've stood in lines to try to greet people that I admire who touched me, and you know, several of the people who touched me just kind of brushed me off. They kind of shook my hand and threw me out of the way, and it didn't feel good. And I said, you know what, if I ever get an opportunity, if anyone stands in line for me, I'm going to make sure everyone feels like they are the only person in the world that exists. You matter to me, every single one of you, because people did that for me. And so this is just my small way of loving people, you know, and trying to be a blessing to those that I may only get to meet one time in my life. Yeah, I think, where do we go from here? I think it starts with relationships. I think there were several teachers in the room who needed a reminder of their power to change someone's life, their ability. They have the capacity right now to change the trajectory of someone's life. And so it starts with relationships, openness, acceptance, trust, learning, understanding, serving. Become a student of your students. Who's in that classroom? You don't teach math, you don't teach science, you don't teach geography. You teach kids math, kids science, kids geography. The more you know them, the better you can teach them. So I think it starts there. And I think I mentioned it in there. Exposure is the birthplace of big dreams and motivation. So you may be in a rural district. It may be primarily agricultural. Education exposes these kids to their gives them glimpses of their own possibilities. If these teachers are committed to helping these kids, one of the best things they can do is expose them to more than this beautiful area. Give them glimpses of places outside of this city. Help them see international. Help them become global citizens. Give them a perspective that although Bishopville and this Lee County and everything is beautiful, this world is so much bigger than this area. So push them to dream bigger, to work harder, to expand their horizons, to dream so big that they've got dreams and those dreams got dreams up under them. Like, dream big. Push these kids to dream and give them the tools to make those dreams a reality. Excellent. And I think you start there with relationships.
Excellent. Well, on behalf of the Lee County School District, I want to thank you. It's been an honor, a pleasure, and God knows I hope you're able to come back soon.
Me too, man. You all have been wonderful to me.